News 4 Jax starts right now with a breaking news alert.
We continue to follow breaking news in Putnam County. A search continues for this small child who has been missing for more than 5 hours now. Mason Newstead is just 4 years old.
We're told he's nonverbal, he has autism, and we want to get you right to News 4 Jax reporter Eric Avanier, who's getting an update from the sheriff's office right now.
Good evening. Again, I'm Colonel Joseph Wells, and I'm the Chief Deputy with the Sheriff's Office. Joining me this evening is Mayor Jamie Watts. He's the mayor of the town of Willaca, which is where this incident has been unfolding all afternoon since about 12:45. As we briefed earlier, we have been conducting a massive search since about 12:45 this afternoon for 4-year-old Mason Newstead, who is a child with special needs that went missing from a home in this area. And as you saw earlier, there's a massive search going on. It's with extreme sadness that I have to report that right at 5:20 p.m. this afternoon, divers with the Putnam County Sheriff's Office located Mason in the river, and he has passed away. So at this point, what happens from here, because the point of the child went missing is in the town of Willaca, the Willaca Police Department will assume the investigation and handle all aspects as it comes to the circumstances surrounding him going missing. As the Putnam County Sheriff's Office and the other agents you saw, we're here to support Willaca and coordinate the search and rescue efforts. So right now, there are multiple victim services specialists at the home with the family. They have been notified. They've had the opportunity to notify other extended family. And Mayor Watts has arranged for one of the local pastors to be headed down there. So really right now I don't have anything else to report, just to ask our community to please, keep your prayers going for this family. They're going to need it through the next few days, and answer any questions that you have if I can.
Colonel Wells, how far away from the shoreline did they find him?
Very close to the shoreline in the area of some docks. And like I said, it was divers with the Sheriff's Office that were able to locate him.
What do you want the community just to know during this time?
So, I think of two things right off the top of my head, and of course, Mayor Watts can certainly speak to, his town. But one of the things I think you have already seen today is how Putnam County comes together, specifically the small, tight-knit town of Willaca, when people need them. And right now, I just want the community to give this family some space, but certainly keep them in your prayers as they have a lot of healing and coming to grips to deal with in the coming days.
Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
Just as to reiterate what the Colonel said, just want to keep everybody in our prayers right now. The community is very small, very close-knit, and everybody's hurting. Not as much as the family, obviously. Everybody's hurting. We just ask them to give them some space, but the community comes together to pray, and we ask you to continue to keep them in your prayers.
Now, has he ever wandered off before? Do we have any reports of previous incidents?
So that will all be part of the investigation. We will check all of our records and logs on that. I don't know. I have not personally taken a look at that, but that will absolutely be part of this investigation. Everything that led up to it, how he was being supervised, has this ever happened before? But certainly I can tell you, like I said in the earlier briefing, at this point there has been absolutely zero indication of any type of neglect or criminal activity here.
Do you know how long he had been in the water?
So like I mentioned earlier, that we had ring camera evidence, and that ring camera evidence indicated that he was headed towards the water sometime very shortly after he went missing. And so at this point, we don't believe it was too long. He may have even been in the water before we were notified.
And you said you found him in the water. Was he floating? Was he down on the bottom?
So I don't have those details from the divers. I know he was located directly in the vicinity of some docks, but I don't have all of those details.
Would you be able to speak to just a little bit about the huge effort and the searches and the multiple different counties that were involved?
Sure. These efforts are always huge. And like I said earlier, we will not leave until we bring Mason home. Unfortunately, we have brought him home, not under the circumstances that we wanted. So it is a massive search. Like I mentioned, obviously, Willaca Police Department dealing with the investigative part. And then we've had Putnam County Sheriff's Office, Clay County Sheriff's Office, Flagler County Sheriff's Office, and St. Johns County Sheriff's Office, along with Putnam County Fire Rescue, involved in this in various ways, whether it was through bloodhound assistance, aviation, additional divers, you name it. But, and I certainly don't want to forget our main partners we work with on the river, which is the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. So it's been a multi-agency investigation, and we have received calls from more agencies, even federal agencies, offering the assistance. So it's been an outpouring from not only the community that's been out here all afternoon offering food, dropping off water, to all of our partner law enforcement agencies.
Okay. Thank you. We appreciate your update.
Yes, ma'am.
So you just heard here live, that was Colonel Joe Wells with the Putnam County Sheriff's Office delivering the very sad news here in Willaca that after multiple hours of searching for this 4-year-old boy who has autism and who was nonverbal, who went missing at around 12:45, that search ended when they found his body in the St. Johns River not far from the shoreline. Of course, this entire matter is still under investigation. You can't see it right now, but there are people here in the streets that are part of this community that are just shell-shocked over this. You know, when we came into the city of Willaca, we stopped off at a gas station. People inside the gas station were talking about this, and there was a lady there was asking people coming in, have you seen this little boy? She had a picture of him, and now some of these people, they're just in total disbelief of what has transpired here. So we're going to be out here asking a lot of questions and maybe talking to folks to kind of get a sense of what it was really like out here for many of these people that actually took part in some of the search. Reporting live in Putnam County, Eric Avignon, Channel 4, the local station.